Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. Um, I wasn't prepared for it to go live so quickly. I'm like, oh, we're going live. Great. Got my coffee. Thanks for joining me. Having a little bit of a late start today. I was actually going to skip it, but then I was like, I don't want it to be like the gym where you skip one day and then you never go back to it. So here I am. uh, so last night, I checked out my best friend's podcast. He does a Big Brother podcast. I was going to say the title of the podcast first. Um, it's called Big Brother Jury Duty. And they've been covering Australian Big Brother. And they recently had a guest who is a current cast member of the show, um, which I thought was amazing. And so I got to they recorded it last week, and I just watched it last night. And it was really good. I'm so proud of them. And apparently they have more coming or more interested. So I'm really happy for them, and hopefully they get a lot of new followers and listeners out of this. Um, I've watched one season of Australian Big Brother, but apparently they've changed the format, so it's whatever they do now is completely different from what I've seen. And whatever they do is completely different from American Big Brother. But yeah, I've never really been big on reality competition shows. Um, Kyle and I have been friends for 25 years, maybe 26 at this point. And we only recently became roommates a year ago. And because he's so into these competition shows, I decided to, watch a few. I've never watched so much reality TV in my life because he got me into American Big Brother. Um, so before the current season started last year, I binged 3 seasons so that I could kind of get familiar with how the game goes. And then we were right into the current season last summer. And then once that ended, we watched a Paramount Plus exclusive, which was Big Brother Over the Top. And then we watched Celebrity Big Brother. We just constantly are watching a season of Big Brother. And then around Christmas time, we both got COVID. So we were kind of quarantined together. And we discovered Survivor Australia. And oh my God, obsessed with that show. Obsessed. I was so mad when they took it off of Paramount Plus. Because we had nothing else to do. We watched 2 seasons in 10 days. It's just such a better game. I want to move to Australia. Not to participate in Survivor, but maybe Big Brother. So last night I decided to go back to Falcon Crest. I've been slowly making my way through that series for the first time for about a little over a year now. And I'm in season 6. So I was able to watch one episode. I fell asleep during the second, so I got to restart it. But I am loving that show. Not out of the major 4, Knots Landing, Dallas, Dynasty, and Falcon Crest. Knots Landing is my favorite. It's also the only one I've seen completely through. Dallas, I'm in the middle of season 10. Dynasty, I'm in the beginning of season 5. But Falcon Crest is just so bingeable. I love it. It's quickly becoming my number 2. So as of right now, from what I've seen of all 4 of them, my number 1 is Knots Landing. My number 2 is Falcon Crest. Dallas would be my number 3, and Dynasty would be my number 4. I like Dynasty. I like how glitzy and glamorous it is, and I love the campy, over-the-top moments. But I feel like it's mostly plot, plot, plot. There really isn't kind of any emotional investment in anything, and that's why I don't. It's like my least favorite out of the four. Um, Knots Landing holds a special place in my heart because it was the first one out of all of them that I've seen. Thanks to SoapNet, rest in peace, SoapNet. I miss you so much. Um, because at the time, I think they only had Knots Landing and Falcon Crest, and I was like, I had never heard of Falcon Crest. So I was like, that looks dumb. So I never even checked it out when it was on SoapNet. But I did check out Knots Landing, and it quickly became my favorite 80s primetime soap opera. But yeah, but to this day, I've only seen it completely through once. I've gone back and seen and watched like seasons 4 through like 9 or 10 multiple times. So I've only seen like the last 3 or 4 seasons of Knots Landing once. So I remember like the big moments, but if you talk to me about like side storylines, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I don't know. If you say it happened, it must have. Um, but I really like Falcon Crest because I feel like it has like that a heart. It has like a soul to it. Um, I'm really attached to the character of Melissa because she's like a little schemer, a little troublemaker, and I always tend to gravitate towards female characters that are like that. You know, your Amanda Woodwards from Melrose Place, your Valerie Malone's from 90210. I love those characters. Um, man, she was in love with Cole, but married Lance, even though she hated him, and was lusting after Cole the whole time. Lance and her finally get divorced. She officially gets back with Cole, and then she's like lusting after a priest. I don't think anything went. I think they kissed, but they never really like crossed that line with them. And then she works it out with Cole, only to get divorced. And then she says she wants to be single, but she's sleeping with Eric Stavros. And then she's lusting after Lance. So then she finally gets with Lance. Eric is like jealous and like hates Lance. And she seems like she's genuinely like in love with Lance at this point, and now she's like lusting after Eric again. Like this girl is just hot in the ass. Like, she just wants whatever she can have. But I love her. I hate that I know her fate on the show, so I'll be sad once I get to that point. But until then, I'm just gonna enjoy and take it in and go for the ride. But yeah, so I hope everybody has a happy Thursday. You know, 2 more days left, and then the weekend's here. Unfortunately, I'm working Saturday, so I have today as like a little, break, but then it's 2 days off, 1 day, 2 days on, 1 day off. But oh, also, I think we're in the last week of school for most people. So for all the teachers, if you're not done already, hang in there. You're almost there. And then you have the whole summer to just decompress. um, but yeah, thanks for joining me for my first cup. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday. And most likely you will see me tomorrow. Bye.